Ten Hag sends Sancho to Netherlands, obviously, to do some training with the coaches that's gone ahead to recommend him to train with. Then we are having a story coming in from the Glazers, especially Avram Glazer, talking to Sky News in America, Florida, about the selling of Manchester United. And secondly, had a lot to say about Cristiano Ronaldo, where he went ahead to hail Ronaldo and then he blanked a certain question of why they sacked Ronaldo from the club. Then Lisandro Martinez has gone ahead to quit Nike and is now an Adidas client. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from? Rock and David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. Guys, the World Cup is on. Today we saw another United player on the field of play and played 88 minutes. That is Facundo Pelestri in Uruguay. That game ended 0-0. Then Cameroon was beaten by Switzerland 1-0. Embolo scored that goal. And obviously right now, Portugal is playing Ghana. The game is still 0-0. But Bruno Fernandes has started for Portugal. Diego Delo has not started in there for you. So that's it on the World Cup update. But remember, later in the night, we might see 2 or 3 United players start for Brazil, as Casemiro, Freddy and Anthony might really start into that game of Brazil versus... Brazil is going to play which team? Brazil has a team they're going to play. I'm not specific about it, but I know Brazil is going to be in contention to play today. And obviously, the players Freddy and Casemiro, for me, I believe those are starters. But for Anthony, it's really going to be hard for him to start ahead of Rafinha, according to what is coming in from the Brazilian camp. It looks like Rafinha is starting ahead of Anthony, but he might come in through and really play some minutes, because I don't believe Rafinha is going to go ahead and play 90 minutes at a side which goes by the names of Brazil. Now, let's get into this. Jadon Sancho really had a very challenging season, and obviously Erik ten Hag told him to go out and really train. And the first person to report this story was Samuel Lucas. Says that sources have indicated Sancho is working hard to improve his form and taking advice from Erik ten Hag in there for you. Then Jadon Sancho is currently training Netherlands with coaches recommended by ten Hag to refocus ahead of the resumption of the season in December. Then after, even Laurie Whitwell came out and confirmed us that Jadon Sancho is working with Dutch coaches recommended by Erik ten Hag as he uses the World Cup break to keep fit and refocus. To me, I believe there has always been a problem with Sancho at United, and it's all about what we call character and mentality and attitude. His attitude and character and mindset were affected a lot when he was bought £73 million by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Solskjaer promised him that he's going to give him every game. He comes in at Manchester United. He doesn't start games. He didn't start games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He didn't start very many games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I remember the first game we played against Leeds. I think he came on through and played. He played from the bench. Then later, he came up and played as a sub in the game of Newcastle, and he needed that game time to be given to him by the manager in the names of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to see to it that really fits into the the squad, and obviously turn around the rumors that he was going to flop at Manchester United. Having been bought at £73 million, there is no way you can bench a player you bought £73 million. That's out. A player you buy £73 million means that he's a priority, and he plays in a position that your team has been missing. Because of the naivety of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he went ahead to bench this player, yet he never knew that he's affecting this player. And it shows you the difference between Erik ten Hag and the manager the ex-manager who goes by the names of Solskjaer. For ten Hag, he brought in Anthony at £85 million. £12 million more than the money they bought Sancho, and he has been playing him every game of United and starting him, not until he got a knock, and that's when he rested him. But if Sancho had been played every game by Erik ten Hag, by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then it would have been a different case altogether, and maybe his attitude would have been affected and mentality. But right now, everything was affected. But the coming in of Erik ten Hag really saw Sancho give us glimpses and cameos of the Sancho we saw at Borussia Dortmund. You know that very well. And obviously, he had a very good season at Borussia Dortmund. And the season started like Sancho was going to be really elite because he scored 3 goals and put up like 1 or 2 assists into the season. But he fell off in the game of Man City. And after 45 minutes, the manager took over the field of play because he was not tracking back. When he came back in the game of Omonia away, obviously, guess what happened? He was responsible for the first goal we considered at the end of the first half. He was taken off. And after that game, Ten Hag never gave him minutes again until when he brought him as a substitute in the game of Omonia at Old Trafford, where he came up and wrong-footed players of Omonia, and obviously created an assist for Scott McTominay to score that winner in the dying minutes. Then Ten Hag trusted him and gave him the game of Tottenham Hotspur. Then he gave him the game of Chelsea. And obviously the game of Chelsea played very poorly, and he got him with the field of play in the 58th minute and brought on Fred. Ever since then, Sancho has never resurfaced to play for United again. They say he's having a knock. They say he's having illness, meaning that his mentality was not right, and that's why the manager really said, the more I will continue giving you games, I'm going to damage your reputation and it might affect your career. So what he did, he said, I'm not going to go ahead and really give Sancho the game of football. We are going in the World Cup break. I'm going to recommend him to the new coaches, and obviously they'll help him get back to where he is. When you look at Sancho, he has class. He has talent. And it said in the game of football that class and talent are permanent, but form is temporary. That's it. Sancho is not on form, but he has the class and talent. And it's in the best interest of Erik ten Hag to come out and get Sancho back to the levels that he was on while playing for Borussia Dortmund. And I believe this is one of the best moves that Ten Hag has really gone ahead to do for Sancho, because you need Sancho to be at his best, and obviously he knows that when you're having Sancho at his best, obviously your front three will be having lots of chances and creativity, because we are not creating very many chances from our wide forwards. That is Anthony and Rashford and Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho. You see, most of the chances are really coming from the central midfield area of United, corners, crosses from fullbacks, but those wide forwards are not really doing us great. And I believe the best person to go on and really help us do that is supposed to be Sancho, because he's not selfish. He has a very quick feet. Secondly, he is talented. He can see that line-breaking pass through the opponent's compact back line. That is it. So I believe Sancho is on the right track, and Erik ten Hag is doing the best for this boy to go on and really find himself into the best shape to play for United in the coming days. And I think Ten Hag really wants to see Sancho back on form by the time they fly to Cadiz in Spain to go on and really train ahead of the 2 games they have on the 21st of December and 27th of December. The 21st of December, United will play Burnley in the Carabao Cup. Then after that, they'll go ahead and play against Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford on the 27th of December. So I believe Sancho will be back to the levels of really doing lots of things for United. Let's go to Lisandro Martinez. Came in from Ajax at close to £46 million. And when he came in through, many people came out and really said, no, he's not worth it. He's short. He can't play in the Premier League. But by the time we went to the World Cup break, he had silenced all the haters by his performances and what he has been putting out for in the game of football. And that is Sancho, one of the best midfielders I've seen. Sorry, not Sancho, it's Lisandro Martinez, one of the best defenders I've seen with that height and play in the Premier League. Now, as things stand, he has been working with Nike for all along, and now Adidas has gone ahead to say, please, we want your services, and he has joined Nike And that story has been brought to us and confirmed to us by what we call the footy headlines. They are the official footy headlines on Twitter. And obviously, they told us that new Lisandro Martinez has moved to Adidas after wearing Nike all his career. And when you see to it that brands like Adidas are walking in on Lisandro Martinez, it shows you his impact and what he does on the pitch and why he's really going to be one of the best in the world. At 24 years of age, he still has a very high ceiling. I believe that this United is still struggling, not to the levels we want them to be, but when Lisandro Martinez strikes, obviously you know that he's really going to be one of the best players in the world, and he has moved to one of the biggest brands in sport kit sponsorship business, that is Adidas. Congratulations to Lisandro Martinez, who really played, I think, were they 30 minutes when Argentina was being beaten by Saudi Arabia, and I think he put out a statement that he should be a constant into that Argentina national team, and the others should just compliment him, Cristiano Romero or Otamendi, and he came out and really pulled it out. And I think that's where the manager of Argentina got it wrong of not starting Lisandro Martinez, because I'm an admirer of Cristiano Romero, but there are things he does that I believe Lisandro Martinez is better than him. I think Lisandro Martinez is a better pass of the ball from the back four. And obviously, when you're playing Saudi Arabia, you'll know that you're going to be having the majority of the possession. What does that mean? It means you need a central defender who can come in and really help you build up from the back. And he's so aggressive, and obviously he's one of the best that I've seen, and I think the manager of Argentina got it wrong. But obviously, I believe in the next game Argentina is going to play, I think in 2 days from now, he's really going to come out and really be started by the manager. Now, the talk of town, you know it very well. It's all about the takeover at Manchester United. Now, Avram Grant was interviewed or was bumped into by the Sky News journalist down in America, and he was asked about the takeover at Manchester United. In his own words, this is what he said. As we announced yesterday, the board has decided to look at different strategic alternatives, and that is what we are doing. Why now? Again, we are following a process, and we will see where it takes us. That is Avram Grant. Then he told Sky that when told by Sky News that Manchester United think Glazers should have sold the club years ago, Avram Glazer said, well, once again, we are going through a process. We are going to look at all different strategic alternatives, and we will see where that leads us. So United is going to be sold. That's it. And obviously, it has been called from the Glazers, and I think every person was really waiting for that to hear from the Glazers. And no sooner had the Glazers said something than very many other companies came out and really declared themselves or announced themselves as suitors to signing Manchester United. And obviously, one of those is Apple, and I'm going to do that story next. That Apple, there is Zara, companies that are really worth billions and billions of pounds of money. That is really great. It shows you how great United is. And the Glazers calculated it very well. And if at all they are calling in for between 8 and 9 million pounds, 9 billion pounds, they are right, because they've gotten the bidding what they wanted, and obviously they are now into a comfortable zone. Now they have to go ahead and really see themselves, do the needful to themselves, and really help United really get the best that we deserve. I think we need to get a person or a company that has close to $100 billion, or 60 or 50, such that they can really spend close to 15 in the next 10 years, and that will be great for Manchester United. And obviously that would be something that everyone would be calling for to come in at United. So Avram Glazer, that's what he said in there for you. Now on Ronaldo Cristiano, this is what he said, that, well, I tell you about Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a great United player. I appreciate everything he's done for the club, and I wish him the best in the future. That's what he said. And now when they ask him this question, that why did Ronaldo leave the club and walked away? They've told us that Avram Glazer then blanked a question on why Cristiano Ronaldo had to leave the club and then walked away into a restaurant. So he couldn't go ahead and really respond to that Ronaldo. But I believe That's naivety. Everyone knows that. When Ronaldo went out and really put out that interview to go on and attack the hierarchy of Manchester United, though we liked it a lot, especially when it came to attacking the Glazers, obviously we knew what the Glazers are all about. And we are waiting for something new from Ronaldo that we never got, because everything he talked about, we knew it at Manchester United was existing. You couldn't go out and ask that question. Why would you ask it? Because the moment he went out to the news, that really had to happen. Ronaldo had to leave Manchester United because he had breached his contract, and obviously they agreed mutually to vacate and really leave each other in peace. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Tell me what you think about Ten Hag sending Sancho to Netherlands to recommended Dutch coaches. And obviously, tell me what you think about Lisandro Martinez joining Adidas from Nike. And obviously, Avram Glazer and what he has talked about United and where you think United is going to be sold. I'm returning back with the story of Manchester United and the new suitors that are really coming in through. I believe this is really putting Sir Jim Ratcliffe out of the picture, because these ones coming in through are really colored with money. And when you look at some of them, they really need Manchester United and its audience to come in and advertise the shirt sales. And I think the story of Team Viewer trying to go on and really consider leaving United was all about them knowing that the suitors are like Apple, Zara, and very many others that are really huge than them, and they're going to offer a very huge deal to Manchester United. Thank you guys for watching in through. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokan David is my name. I hand you over in the safety hands of the Almighty Lord to watch over you. Right now, 45 minutes played between Portugal and Ghana. 0-0. That's it. Ronaldo again missed a sitter. And this is what I told you guys, that Ronaldo has something wrong with him. He's no longer finishing goals he used to score. When I say that, people say I've never said something good about Ronaldo, but I love Ronaldo, that's it. But I have to come out and really tell you the truth about him. There is something wrong with Ronaldo. He has been released by Bruno Fernandes very well in this game of Portugal. He took off the defender, he had yards of space, took a very good touch and couldn't dink that ball of the goalkeeper to make it 1-0 for Portugal. I'm out.